The price of vengeance. Keisha's anger was a living thing, coiled deep within her heart. Marcus had promised her the world, swore they'd be a family, only to abandon her when she was 6 months pregnant. The news that he'd married someone else, a polished, pretty woman with no baggage, left her shattered. Their son, Malik, would grow up fatherless, and Keisha's resentment festered until it consumed her. One evening, driven by bitterness, Keisha sought out Miss Lucille, an old hoodoo practitioner known for her powerful workings. The small, candlelit room where Miss Lucille operated smelled of incense and something earthy, ancient. The practitioner, with her wise, penetrating eyes, listened as Keisha poured out her pain, her desire for revenge. "I want him to hurt like I hurt," Keisha said, her voice thick with tears. "I want him to pay for what he's done." Miss Lucille nodded slowly but warned Keisha that such spells came with a cost. "Revenge is a double-edged blade, child. It cuts both ways." But Keisha didn't care. She wanted Marcus to suffer, to know the same pain he'd inflicted on her. Miss Lucille agreed to help, performing a ritual that called upon the spirits of justice and retribution. Keisha watched as the woman mixed herbs, oils, and a small piece of fabric from one of Marcus's old shirts. Miss Lucille chanted over the mixture, her voice rising and falling in a haunting melody that made Keisha's skin prickle. The spell was cast, and Keisha felt a dark satisfaction settle in her chest. She waited for the news, certain that Marcus would get what he deserved. A month later, Keisha heard that Marcus's new wife had given birth to a baby girl. But the joy was short-lived. The baby was sick. Doctors couldn't explain it. No medicine seemed to help, and the child's condition worsened with each passing day. At first, Keisha felt a grim sense of justice, but as the baby's health continued to decline, guilt began to gnaw at her. This was an innocent child, and as much as she despised Marcus, she hadn't meant to hurt the baby. The realization of what she'd done consumed her. Night after night, she was haunted by the cries of a child that wasn't hers, echoing in her dreams, begging for mercy. The guilt became unbearable. Keisha returned to Miss Lucille, desperate to undo the spell. But the old woman could only shake her head, her eyes filled with sorrow. "What's done cannot be undone, child. The spirits have claimed their due." Despair clouded Keisha's thoughts as she left Miss Lucille's. Driving home, her mind was a storm of regret and self-loathing. She didn't see the red light, didn't notice the oncoming truck until it was too late. The impact was swift and brutal. The last thing Keisha heard was the sound of shattering glass and her own scream. When the paramedics arrived, they found her lifeless body, twisted in the wreckage, her eyes wide with terror. Some say her soul was claimed by the spirits she had wronged, others that she died of a broken heart, consumed by guilt over the innocent life she had cursed. Marcus's baby girl recovered, as if the spell had lifted with Keisha's death. But the legacy of her vengeance lingered in the whispers of the wind, a cautionary tale of a mother's wrath and the innocent lives caught in its wake.